guys, it's Ellie with Ellie's Pet Service here, and we are going to do nail maintenance this evening. Hopefully everybody had a great Friday. So let's get to it. I know a lot of y'all were waiting for this nail video, and I am providing it for you today. So let's go over what we are using today. We are using the Dremel, and that's for filing nails. And you have a low and a high speed. I always do it on high speed. As you can see, Callisto knows the sound very well. I have the series 700. I would suggest maybe starting out with 7300 until you're used to holding the Dremel and used to the vibration and all that. It's a little less powerful than this, but that's what I started out with when I started grooming, was a 7300. And I boosted up because I was like, okay, this stuff's too slow now. And we have your well-known nail clippers. These are my big ones, and these are for my smaller dogs. Or cats. I use these on cats too. And these ones I use it for the big doggies. And then we have the magical quick stop septic powder. So in case you clip your dog's quicks, you got this powder and it will stop the bleeding. Just hold it on there for a few seconds. I count to 10 and then see if it's still, the blood's still coming out, see if I need to put more or something. But usually it's just a little dab. It's a little powder stuff. Just put it on your finger, put it on that nail, hold it there for like 10 seconds. Boom, boom, boom. Then we also have my pad moisturizer that I use if the pads look dry. That'll keep their pads nice and moisturized. And it's a protector too. Good stuff. Leaves those pads nice and healthy. But anyway, I will probably not clip Callisto's nails, but I'm going to show you how to. And she has black nails, because I know a lot of y'all have black nail dogs and you were freaking out about it. So good thing Callisto has black nails, huh? So we're going to look at them feet. Yes. Bring the camera a little closer so we can see what we're working with. As you can see, Callisto's nails are very well maintained. They're not long at all. They could use a little filing back, so that's what I'll be doing. But I'm going to show you if you just have nail clippers at home, what to look for. Because I know with those black nails, it's really hard to see where that quick is. So my trick to you, sorry, I'm trying to make sure you can see what I'm talking about. My trick is I look at the nail, and usually where it's really thick, that's where the blood vessel would be. And where it starts to get thinner, that's when you can just cut that stuff off. The blood vessel's not there. But sit down, please, Nancy Pansy. But I would just go like this. Take a look at my nail, see what I have to clip, and I just go right underneath. And anything that goes through, I just snip, clip it right off. Usually around this angle right here, you can just clip all that stuff off. As you can see, our nails aren't long at all, so it's not really going near it or anything. But that's how you would usually look for it on black nails. But like I said, I just file her nails because they're not that long. So we're going to show them how we file our nails. Thank you. I'll go into the side a little bit. Maybe raise you guys up. Sorry, trying to figure out how tall I gotta go and how, so you guys will be able to see. Sorry about the hair. So with the Dremel, all you do is you just file back that nail. smooth strokes. And we are just rounding all that off. Just like that. There you go. Gets them all nice and round. Now you can see how nice and round they are on the side. See how her nails are nicely rounded. And they're not sharp and they're not scratching on you or, you know, making you bleed with the point. You know what I'm saying? It's nice and rounded, so it's not doing any of that. All right, let's do this nail. This foot. Make sure people can see. Going nice and smooth, nice, go all the way around. Just like that. There you go. You can see. Zoom in a little bit. You can see how nicely rounded they are. They're not sharp. They're not pointed. Nice and round at the tip. All nice and close to that blood vessel. She has one white nail. You can really see where that blood vessel is. I'm like right on top of it. And I just kind of judge that with her black nails too. Like, okay, if I can go all the way back on this one, I can probably do it with the other ones too. There you go. Pretty easy peasy. You just gotta get the hang of it. And with dew claws, my little trick I like to do is, you know, you find a little dew claw. What I do is I push. Trying to make sure you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'll push the dew claw through. There you go. Now y'all can see what I'm saying. I push the dew claw this way, and I would cut off right to here where it's already, you know, dremeled off some right there. I'd cut right there. So anything that's coming over that spot, cut it off, because it doesn't need to be that long. And then I usually would take the Dremel if I wanted to round it off and get it a little closer. I'd take it and I would just Dremel it all down. Their dew claws aren't really that long yet. Our front ones were getting longer. Back ones still look good though. But thank goodness Callisto's nails grew a little bit so I could show you guys how to do it. Now usually dogs, if they've come in for grooming and everything, they're pretty much used to the sound and vibration, which I like to do with the puppies. That's why I always tell people with puppies to always come in ASAP, so I can train them and they can get used to the sound and used to the vibrations. Most of your dogs are already used to the Dremel, so all you gotta do is, you know, if you wanted to go buy one, I get them at Walmart. They are in the hardware section. And you just look for the Dremel series, like I recommended the 7300 series to start out with, until you get used to the it being in your hand and the sound and the vibration, until you get used to it, and then you can bump up to a 7700. That's what I just used. And if you accidentally quick them, you know, always have your handy septic powder, like I said, and you know, you just take a little powder in your hand and you just put it on the blood. And I always count to 10. And 1, 2, 3, you know, whatever. Count to 10, make sure no blood's coming out, because I'm not sending your dogs home with any blood. And you don't want your house to be looking like a murder scene. But if your dog's quicks are long, I'll move this over here so you can see me. If your dog's quicks are already long, the only way to make those quicks go back, which you can, a lot of people didn't know this, is you actually have to tip them. So tipping, what I mean when I say tip, is you make them bleed right at the tip of the nail. And you know, when the blood vessel feels that, it'll start to retreat. It's a slow process, but you can get those quicks back. You just have to keep tipping them so they can slowly go back. I'm not saying cut off your dog's nail, your whole nail. I'm just saying right at the tip. That's all it needs is just the tip of the nail, and there you go. But I guess I'll show you my little moisturizer thing. It's just kind of like lotion. That's the way it feels too, is just kind of lotiony. Hopefully the thing's not all blocked up. Nobody heard that. That's not coming out of that squirter. Squirter gets clogged up. There it is. Look how nice and cute that looks. It's like a little purple. And it's just, it feels just like lotion for us, but all you need is just a little bit. What you do, bring you over here since she's standing this way. Paw, please. Get all that hair off, you shedding crazy girl. And it's just like lotion. And put it on the pads. Rub it in. I do this at the end, because the minute you put them in the bath, it washes right off. But I'll put it on after I'm done grooming them and just kind of rub it into their pads if I notice they're dried and cracked or something. Or they have that, God, I always forget the word. But y'all, I think y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when they have like those, they're like these little, they look like little spikes coming out of their pads, you know what I'm saying? That stuff's good for that, to keep that stuff away off of their pads. I'm gonna remember it later, but right now I just can't think of it. Anyways, usually I would recommend doing nails every 4 to 6 weeks. It's just a scheduling thing. And if you do it every 4 to 6 weeks, it'll keep the nails from being overgrown and keeping their feet from not splaying. If you see some dogs and they have long nails, their foot will start to get flat. Oh, stop wiggling. Their foot will start flattening and spreading. And I see that a lot with some of the dogs that come in here because their nails have been so long for so long. Gosh, try to say that 10 times. And their foot will actually start to get flat and splay and not be rounded like a foot should be. So that's why I always recommend people to bring your dogs in and get their nails done, because, you know, having a splayed foot, you know, it hurts them. The long nails hurt. It's like wearing a shoe size that's like 10 sizes too small. That's what it feels like on them when they have long nails. So you always want to be sure you're clipping those nails back and not letting them overgrow and curl into the pad, which I've seen plenty of times too. You always get a couple nails and they'll just start curling into the foot. So you always want to make sure to keep up with them nails. And I hope my video was informative and I got to zoom in and show you guys how to do it and what to look for. But I think that's all I need to go over. You know, I will still be back open April 1st, so I haven't heard of anything yet from anybody, so we're still planning on April 1st. Anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow for bathing technique. If any of y'all were interested in knowing what shampoos to use, what to look out for, what not to use, how to rinse and wash and all that, so you can wash your dogs at home very nicely. Anyway, I think that's it, Callisto. Are you ready to get off the table? She has been in a mood these past couple days because she's been up on this table and she's like, why do I keep going on this dang table? Like every day, Mom, I'm sick of it. I'm just used to coming up here, getting groomed, and then that's it. Poor Callisto. She'll always be the star of the show every time. Every time, she's just got to get used to it. Alright guys, well if you just are staying tuned to it, you might have to wait till I post the video to rewind it and see what I went over. But anyways, have a lovely Friday evening and I'll catch you guys tomorrow for bathing technique. Bye!